Apparently, Bill Belichick's contract is still not signed, which is sparking all kinds of debate on whether or not he's going to make the jump to the NFL here soon. Here we stink and go again, Tar Heel Nation.
You don't want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ the Tar Heel, and here we go again with the media making a mountain out of a molehill. Not just a day or two ago, I made a video pertaining to the ongoing debate over Bill Belichick's buyout stipulation, which was June 1st, 2025. So if you haven't watched that one yet, man, go check that one out. But as I'm finishing up some duties at work, man, and I start checking the World Wide Web when I got a couple of seconds for all things Carolina, which I often do, what do I see? More talk about Bill Belichick leaving. Not about recruiting, not about the University of North Carolina, but about currently operating under a, wait for it, an unsigned contract. So just a day or two ago, it was the June 1st date, and the slow assistant coach hiring process that had everyone's head spinning, and Mike Lombardi, the UNC GM, took to Twitter saying, "We're not slow, just being diligent. Hired 3 people on Sunday. Not one is nervous other than this erroneous report, a completely fabricated story. Thank you." Wasn't enough, apparently, dude. Thomas Glodkamp at On3 today. Quote, this is the report title. Report. Bill Belichick contracted North Carolina still unsigned, sparking speculation over buyout. Now, how does the column start? Quote, amid the backdrop of dozens of coaches around the country interviewing for various open NFL jobs, North Carolina coach Bill Belichick is currently working without a signed contract, apparently. Then he references the resource being CBS Sports. Okay. Further down, industry sources. Those pesky industry sources say that they could lead to a legal gray area about how much, if any, a buyout there would be if Belichick left for the pros. Those industry sources. So they wait for you to get all the way down to the 5th paragraph to inform you that once again Mike Lombardi has already taken to Twitter to dispel the rumors. Quote, Bill is recruiting in DC and Baltimore tomorrow. His focus is on North Carolina football, hiring staff members and developing the team. The NFL isn't an option, so please stop making it one. Thank you. I mean, if that doesn't sound like someone trying to leave the door cracked a little bit so that they could possibly bolt, I don't know what does. Tongue in cheek, obviously. He specifically stated when he was announced as the head coach, I didn't come here to leave. And you have to read to the 9th paragraph of the column full of advertisements to get to that part where ESPN reporter Ed Werder added that despite speculation about the NFL and unsigned contract, Bill Belichick is planning to stay at North Carolina and coach the Tar Heels. Quote, I'm told the offer sheet between Bill Belichick and North Carolina is binding, that Belichick is on a recruiting trip right now, and there is no plan for him to renege on his current agreement for any potential NFL offer. That's from Ed Werder of ESPN. Now, Mike Lombardi had to go back on the Pat McAfee Show again to clear the water. Quote, I mean, I'm loud because I think so many of them, especially the ones that keep going on, is being generated by someone who doesn't like our program, doesn't like me or Coach Belichick, and refuses to allow it to go. Quote, Bill Parcells used to say to me all the time, quit kicking the horse. He's already dead. Well, they keep kicking something that doesn't exist. It's clicks for their website, which is wonderful, and they take shots at us as individuals. But look, somebody has to stand up for our program, right? And somebody has to be able to put their voice into the program. Everyone says, well, why isn't Bill speaking out? Bill doesn't speak out. That's what I'm supposed to do as the general manager here, is to let the people know what's going on with our program. He's not going anywhere. End of quote. When speaking about the contracts, Lombardi stated this, quote, you know, contracts are very complicated, and I think if you understand the North Carolina system, it is a state institution. It takes a while to get things done. There's a lot of hurdles to go through, but we're all getting paid. You know, I haven't signed my contract yet, Pat. So this is just a complete story that people want to run with, end quote. In my last quote from Lombardi is this one, okay? And I think this should just shut it all down, but it probably won't. Quote, I've said this many times. I was with Bill every day in the fall. We talked about every single NFL job that could open up, and every time I would bring one up with hopes he would be interested, he shot it down. He's where he wants to be. And I know it's hard to get it through some of these thick people's heads that he wants to be somewhere else. This is where he wants to be. And I'm just a spokesman, but I'm telling you exactly what it is. End quote. They hate, they can't stand that he wants to be a Tar Heel. You hear that, Raleigh? Do you hear that, Durham? Do you hear that, ACC and the college football nation and the NFL? Goodness gracious, he wants to be a Tar Heel. Man, the guy has recruited 16 kids out of the portal, 3 from California. He's hired like 10 to 15 coaches at this point, and the dude's actually out recruiting. Charlotte, New Jersey, DC, Baltimore. Kitchens was down in Florida recently. He's not going anywhere, people, okay? I'll put the link down in the descriptions so that you guys can make sure that you listen to Mike Lombardi. Listen to it straight out of the horse's mouth, man. And I'll also link the daggone On3, stories that they've written up about this thing so that you can glory in those shenanigans as well, man. So you let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. Tar Heel Nation, college football family, and we'll catch you on the next one, baby.